I trusted my step-family with everything. My home, my father's business, and the future we were supposed to build together. But one night, I overheard a conversation that made my blood run cold. My stepmother wasn't trying to join our family. She was trying to replace me in it. And my stepbrother had been helping her from the very beginning. But what they didn't know was that my father had already prepared for their betrayal. And when the truth finally came out, their entire plan collapsed overnight. My name is Daniel. Before all of this happened, my life was simple. It had always just been me and my father. My mother died when I was young, and my father raised me alone. He worked long hours running a small construction company, but he always made time for me. He taught me how to fix things, how to work hard, and most importantly, how to trust family. For years, it was just the two of us living in a quiet house outside the city. Then one day, my father told me something that changed everything. He had met someone. Her name was Laura. He looked happier than I had seen him in years, and honestly, I wanted him to be happy. So when he asked me to meet her, I agreed without hesitation. But the moment I met Laura, something felt strange. Not wrong exactly, just strange. She was extremely polite, extremely friendly, almost too perfect. And she had a son named Ryan. Ryan was about my age. Confident, smooth-talking, always smiling. But when he looked around our house, I noticed something. He wasn't admiring it. He was studying it. 6 months later, my father married Laura. Suddenly, our quiet house was no longer quiet. Laura moved in immediately, and Ryan moved in with her. At first, everything seemed normal. Laura cooked big dinners every night. She constantly praised my father for how hard he worked. Ryan tried to be friendly with me. He joked around and asked questions about my father's construction company. I thought maybe they truly wanted to become part of our family. But slowly things began to change. Laura started asking my father a lot of questions about money. How much the company made. Who officially owned the company. What would happen if something happened to him. My father trusted her completely, so he answered every question. Ryan also began showing interest in the company. He started visiting the office with my father more often. At first, my dad seemed happy about it. He said Ryan might help grow the business one day. But something about the way Ryan acted around the office bothered me. He wasn't learning. He was observing, watching everything carefully, like he was memorizing it. About a year after the wedding, something unexpected happened. My father started getting sick. At first, it was just small things. Headaches, fatigue, dizziness. The doctors couldn't find anything serious, but they told him he needed to slow down. During that time, Laura suddenly became extremely involved in his life. She handled all his medication. She controlled his appointments. And slowly, she started taking control of the company finances. Ryan began spending more and more time at the office. Soon, he was practically managing the place. I tried not to think badly about them, but something inside me kept saying something wasn't right. One night, I walked into the kitchen and heard Laura and Ryan talking quietly. They didn't notice me standing near the hallway. Ryan whispered something. Then Laura said something that froze me in place. Just be patient. Everything will belong to us soon. My heart started racing. I stepped into the kitchen and asked what they were talking about. They both jumped slightly. Ryan laughed and said they were just discussing business ideas. Laura smiled like nothing had happened. But the look they exchanged told me everything. Something was very wrong. The next day, I went into my father's office at home. I opened the drawer where he kept important documents. That's when I saw something that shocked me. There was a new will. And according to that document, my father had left everything to Laura. The house, the company, everything. My name wasn't even mentioned. I couldn't believe it. My father would never do that, unless someone had convinced him to, or manipulated him into it. A few weeks later, my father's health suddenly got worse. He had to stay in the hospital for observation. During that time, Laura took complete control of everything. The company, the house, the finances. Ryan started acting like he already owned the place. One evening he walked past me and said quietly, "You should probably start looking for a new place to live." I stared at him. He smiled. "You saw the will, didn't you?" That's when I realized something terrifying. They knew I had seen it, and they didn't care, because they believed their plan had already succeeded. But there was one thing they didn't know. A week before he went to the hospital, my father had called me into his office. He handed me a sealed envelope and told me to open it only if something strange happened. At the time, I didn't understand what he meant. But now I did. That night, I opened the envelope. Inside was another document. A second will, signed months earlier. In that, my father left everything to me. But there was something even more shocking. At the bottom of the document was a note written by my father. It said he didn't trust Laura. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to take that document to his lawyer immediately. The next morning, I went straight to my father's lawyer. When he saw the document, his expression changed immediately. He told me something that changed everything. The will Laura had shown everyone was fake. It had never been officially registered, which meant legally it meant nothing. Within days, the lawyer began a legal investigation. Soon we discovered something even worse. Laura had been secretly transferring company money into her personal account. Ryan had been helping her manage the transactions. They weren't just trying to steal the inheritance. They were stealing from the company itself. 2 weeks later, the police arrived at the house. Laura and Ryan were arrested for fraud and financial crimes. The company accounts proved everything. My father eventually recovered from his illness. And when he found out what Laura had done, he filed for divorce immediately. Ryan disappeared from our lives completely. The people who thought they had fooled, everyone ended up exposing their entire plan. Today the house is quiet again, just like it used to be. My father recovered, and the company is stronger than ever. But the biggest lesson I learned from all of this is simple. Sometimes the people who pretend to care about you the most are the ones secretly planning to betray you. And sometimes, the only reason their plan fails is because someone saw the truth before it was too late. If you were in my situation, what would you have done?